What's up, people? It's your boy Twan holding down for y'all once again, and y'all are once again listening to the Cafe Hours podcast. Y'all know the podcast created to generate debate, change perspective, explore new concepts and themes, while still having that same conversational appeal we had back in the day at the block and at the park. So, without further ado, let's go. I'm here with the hostess with the mostest. She know who her name is. Y'all know who her name is,
Hey y'all, it's Deej.
And y'all already know what time it is, man. It's episode 8. We are on the roll, so let's get into it, baby. Can y'all cue intro, please?
Type shit you ride home to. Yeah. Yo, as we proceed to get you going off that cognac and caffeine, proceed. Yeah, as we proceed to get you going off that. Yo.
We got a very interesting docket today. This is actually like some of my favorite stuff to talk about. So when we get into it, we're gonna get into it after the first segment. But Deej, your boy opened the state up 100%. July 1st, we open 100%. So what you think about that?
That ain't my folks. That ain't my people.
Your boy said July 1st.
That's your people's. I think at this point, I'm just like, whatever. I think it's retarded, but it is what it is. People, like, I clearly already see people comfortable, like, walking around and like being in places maskless. I guess that portion of it really can't be helped. The only thing that I kind of find retarded is the whole him like booting people off unemployment and stuff like that, talking about, it'll increase, what he's saying, increase labor. And I'm like, well, if you boot people off unemployment and the pandemic, the pandemic's assisted portion of it?
Yeah. The
extra joint. I'm like, if you kick people off of that and the jobs aren't paying like anywhere close to what that was given, like, people not gonna want to go back to work. Like, I ain't struggled to pay my rent the whole time niggas was on unemployment, but you want me to struggle to pay rent working wherever I gotta work now? Like, come on, 2 + 2 is gonna be 4.
Well, crazy thing is people have been struggling already. Like off rip, people was already kind of like struggling and kind of drowning.
Right.
So when this joint happened, it was like, oh, y'all actually kind of, for the most part, y'all gave actually people more bread than they was working for at the time. So it was like, dang, like it's crazy. And it's a tough spot because it's like jobs want people to come back. So it's like, we're hiring, come back. And then people was like, yo, you paying the same amount? And he was like, yeah, we paying the same amount. Like, I was struggling before, baby. Like, you want me to go back to struggling with that? Like, you got to up that pay, G, if you really want me to come back. So
it literally got to be based on what you was making off unemployment, what you made a month off unemployment or a little bit more. I mean, like I said, I get it. I understand it from like a fiscal standpoint, but it was a whole pandemic. Y'all don't be trying to. The state of Maryland alone is like one of the most expensive states to live in. Like, the cost of living does not equal to the pay wage here. And I'm like, make it make sense. Like,
you seen
it just don't make sense.
You seen that little United States map of like each city location and how much it costs to get like a 2-bedroom apartment, and like here, like we have to be up in like we in the top 10, if not the top 5-ish. I think it's like
we top 5.
California, and then it was like, it's New York, California. It's probably
I want to say
Boston
like
or something like that.
But yeah, somewhere up north. But like it does, like, to me it just don't make sense. I'm like, it's retarded. Like, why? And then wonder why people move out of Baltimore and go to the other counties. But even the other counties, like, unless you are middle class, even though that shit don't exist, unless you're that, you know, you really can't make it out there. It's just retarded to me. Like I was like, I'm considering a couple, like it's just a couple things going on right now, but I was just curious and I was just looking and I was like, I wonder like what's the apartment situation like here? And it's really crazy. Like the cheapest apartment, like legit apartment, like not, you know, somebody renting out a house they redid or anything, but like a legit apartment, like building or a complex, they charging studios for like 12 or 1300 off rip. I'm like, a studio is like 400 square. Is some of them was like 300 square feet, like 380, close to 400. I'm like, so you want me to pay $1,200 for a box?
Wait,
not even
over east or over west, because you know here in Baltimore it'd be crazy. Like
both. It was over east, is here over west, it's out in the counties. Like some of the counties you used to be able to finesse, like over in White Marsh or like Owens Mills, they even hit to it now, and it's the same thing. I'm like, so I gotta pay $12.50 on up for a box. Then you know they're not going to include water in it. They not going to include rent, BG&E, right? I'm like, yo, this is insane. And then don't even like start on the actual like buildings, like the apartment buildings in like Mount Vernon or like close to downtown or whatever. On top of that, you gotta pay for parking, transport. Like it don't make sense to me.
You seen that one hotel? I think it's called the Avalon out Owens Mills. They taxing something crazy out there for the little doggy park and some other shit.
The Avalon, yeah, they not even a hotel. That's a apartment. So you know, across the street from where we go to the gym, them, and then they built this joint. What's it called? The Met or something like that over there on the side by the movie theaters where they building stuff up at. Those are lofts, and I promise you, like I rolled through there enough. I think only like maybe 10 or 15 people live in that building. But I was like, this building is fairly new, it's upgraded, and it's been there since they like technically restructured Owens Mills. So it's been there for almost like maybe 4 or 5 years ish now. And I'm like, y'all charging like damn near $2,000 for a 1-bedroom. I was like, have you lost your mind?
You know, the moment you get in there, like year 2, they going up on the rent like $50 to $100.
They go up every year consecutively, just off the newness alone, like just off newness and like location. And I'm like, to be completely honest, Owens Mills not even that bomb of a location outside. Well, no, that's a lie. They got like, you know, they got everything over there. I was about to tell a lie.
Owens Mills is a poor man's town. Like Owens Mills is not White Marsh, and it's not Columbia, what it's trying to be like it's trying to be like Columbia. But Columbia actually got people that actually got money. Like, it actually got middle class to hire people living out Columbia, so they can afford
you got military, you got hella military families out there. You got a lot of foreign families. You got a lot of big families out there. So I get it. Personally, I take Owens Mills over White Marsh. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, I don't think White Marsh is that great. I think, what's it, like Honey Go? Like, once you go a little bit past White Marsh to like the suburban area, okay, cool. But I'll take Owens Mills over that. But I'm like, yo, like, I get it. I understand you got all the stores, you got the gym, you got the transportation with the subway. It's buku companies out on Owens Mills now, and then you got Stevenson and the little CCBC right there. So I get it, but at the same time, like, make it make sense and make it accessible. Like, they keep, like, the government here keeps focusing on all the wrong fucking things, talking about, oh, more people are moving out of state because of the crime, and I'm like, okay, yeah, people might be moving out of Baltimore. Personally, the city, like the inner city, because of the crime, but they moving out of state because y'all taxing for nothing. Like,
y'all taxing like crazy. Like, it's like when you live for the people that is not, for the people from Baltimore and the people that's not from Baltimore. It's like this: if you live over west, for some reason they charge you an extra like $100 to $150 for whatever the same apartment. Like, it can be apartment over east by like Loch Graven. That's not too far over east, but over east, they might want $750 for it in 2018. That same apartment, same size, same third floor, same amenities, over west is like $850, $900 just because of the metro, just because of the subway run over west. Like they just automatically tax like an extra like 100 to it. So the only it seems like the only affordable places to kind of live in the city, and Baltimore is very weird because it's like it's ghettos peppered throughout the city. It's probably like Lower East Side, like Monument, but it's just a bunch of trash, rats, and roaches over there, and or Brooklyn. Like if you use Brooklyn and Cherry Hill, and it's the same thing. It's a bunch of trash, rats, and roaches over there, and there's nothing like it's no restaurants. Like it's no like restaurants like Applebee's, like places to really go. It's only a bunch of carryouts, like quick stuff, liquor stores and churches. Like it's no Harvard's Fair, Wegmans, none of that. No. Walmart's not like you gotta go out in the county in that. Is it even a Walmart in the city?
Yeah, I think technically Washington Boulevard is the city Walmart. I think that's in the city. Technically. But it just don't make sense. Like I was looking here, and I was looking at North Carolina and stuff. I was like, I could get a whole like 3-bedroom house in North Carolina for less than $200,000. And up here in Baltimore, like Baltimore City, like, and it can even be the most weirdest situation. It could be like a house that's technically in Loch Raven, but kind of like close to like, let's say Rogers Forge or something like that, going towards South End. But you can know, like, if you're from the city, you can know the space and you can know the area and be like, all right, it's kind of in the hood, but not really. So y'all should kind of not be taxing me. Right. They will tax you like the same fucking price. And it's not even like we're not even going to start on how many people tax you that. And then they don't even have the house renovated. Like I can kind of I can see the ones that skate by like, okay, the house in the hood, but it's renovated as fuck. Like, all right, cool. Right. But I'm like, so the house in the hood is not renovated, and you want me to pay all the utilities and stuff?
And the crazy thing about the houses in the hood is like, for some reason, everybody is always home. Like everybody is always home, or some friend of the family cousin is in town, because at Rob's spot over there off of like Belnor and Monument or something like that, like every time bro come home, no matter what time, he can never park in front of his house. It's like Virginia tags out there, Pennsylvania tags out there. Like sometimes bro got to park on like the very next street or like on the corner to get to his house in the middle of the block. And it's like, yo, for some people that kind of like live in the hood for real, like y'all got hella cars. Like,
but don't Rob live near Hopkins?
Yeah.
It might be that too. It might be people who just be parking and like who work at the hospital. No.
Because they the people that work at the hospital, they park more like Lower East Side, right? So they park more like, they willing to park more like Fells Point or towards that area. They try to stay as close.
So like Jefferson and Street, Eastern Avenue, going down that way.
Yeah, like they,
because I know they don't park on Caroline. Yeah. Like they don't park on, they avoid Caroline like the plague.
and you know how Baltimore ghettos look like. It's black gum spots all over the concrete, dingy concrete. Everybody sitting kind of like outside on the stairs. You know how it is, corner carry out with the a bunch of papers in the window with the foods that they offer, and like bulletproof little plexiglass and stuff like that. It's crazy, but like I was saying that because the whole city about to open up 100% July 1st, and like Baltimore is already kind of like a big city when it comes to like its fireworks celebrations and its gunshot celebrations. So like going downtown to like the harbor is like a no-go for a lot of Baltimoreans. If you want to go and see the fireworks, you go to DC, you go to, I think, like Harvey to Grace or somewhere, you go to Columbia, you don't go downtown because you'll be stabbing.
But more stuff. That's the other thing that upset me. Like, come on, we know they opening the shit back up to full capacity because it's tourist season and niggas been in the house. I'm like, fact. Okay.
And your man's what they call him, Joe Biden bucks or something like that, Moneybag Joe went the whole country, opened up July 1st because they want to have like a 4th of July celebration or something like that. But it's crazy. Will you ever be able to shake off the feeling of COVID? Like, do you think you'll be able to shake off the feeling of COVID?
So for me it's a two-parter. as far as, so I'm a conspiracy person. I think, you know me. I don't think nothing happens that niggas ain't already planned to happen. So I think this whole shit was a set from the start.
Okay.
And then the fact that they came up with a vaccine in less than a year. So as far as the illness side of it, like the actual disease, or the actual virus, I mean, I don't think that's ever really gonna go away. I think we put a band-aid. I think we kind of put a band-aid over it now. Right. Because there's still so many different variants out there, like especially overseas in other countries. Like it's so many different variants. So it's fair for a square now. But once the wintertime hit and it's flu season, it's probably gonna be the same deal over again. Cause it was the same thing last year. Like last year they said even like, I wouldn't say early October people was getting sick from it, but they just didn't, they thought it was like the early flu or whatever. So the virus, I'm still kind of like, it's probably still out there and it's probably going to mutate again in some way, shape or form, right? Because people nasty, period. So yeah, as far as the social side of it, I mean, I was already, you know me, I'm in the house anyway. I'm in the house chilling. Like it's not really that. It's not really anything for me that's like a readjustment. But what upsets me and what kind of like blows me a bit is that we should we were already having a discussion about people's mental health before the pandemic. Right. Okay, boom, pandemic hits. It affects mental health exponentially now. That's a fact. Okay, cool. Boom, quote unquote, pandemic is over. Now people can go back out again, but you dealing with the struggles of, oh, my rent about to be due, or there's no more unemployment. I really gotta go find a job that's not even gonna pay me shit to survive. Right. Then it's the people who had to deal with family members who passed or whatever. Like it's so many different mental, physical, economic, and social factors that come off of us having a freaking pandemic, but nobody wants to acknowledge it. Like we'll talk, that's what really makes me cringe. We'll hear it talked about on the news. Like they'll talk on CNN and MSNBC about, oh, after the pandemic, people are stressed. Like, okay, yeah, thanks for telling us, but like, what we gonna do about it?
People not just stressed. Like you're essentially like people not just stressed, because it's not just stress. It's a combination of like almost going insane in a way, because it's like you kind of like locked into, if you're not locked into a physical cage like your house for a long period of time, and not everybody's house situation is great. Sometimes a lot of people is facing divorce and facing some crazy situations because like they really didn't know that person and they've been locked into the house with them for a year. And it's not just them locking into the house with the person they don't know for a year, but just also into the situation. No money coming in. Like, what the hell am I gonna do to pay my bills? Or my bills is super behind, or my car is super behind, or like what the fuck is I'm gonna do? So it's a very uncomfortable
and the kids spot. Too. Right. And then the kids, like people underestimate the effect on kids and teenagers as well. I'm like, you got kids who dealing with, like we said, parents who like getting a divorce, parents who stressed, don't know what's going on. You got your family members living with you. You got older people living with you. You got kids who parental situation not always the best. So sometimes school was a relief, and now it's like, damn, I don't even got that no more. Then you talk about the like people, something that I was talking about the other day that people really are underestimating is that there's like, I don't know why people think that bullying is not a thing anymore because the kids weren't physically in school. Thing, yeah. And I'm like, it's a thing. Like it's worse. Like these kids got so many freaking apps that they use to communicate. So it just got a little bit worse. Like just because adults aren't like there's more things out there to social media for them than just Facebook, Instagram, and like TikTok. Like they got Snapchat, WhatsApp, what's that Kick shit? Like they got all these different messenger, like side messenger apps and whatnot.
The Clubhouse joint is crazy.
The Clubhouse joint, yeah.
Adults beefing with adults and got situations and Clubhouse hookups and some more stuff. So it's crazy. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be very difficult to adjust.
People unstable. Like people are unstable. Like if people getting on the planes fighting and spitting on each other
that did happen.
and doing dumb shit. Yeah, and then doing dumb shit to the NBA players once they started going back. Like people's mentality, in my opinion, has have reverted back a little bit. Like people underestimate how childish your mentality can get.
That's crazy.
Yeah. See, and you can have arrested development as well. Like if you are like, so arrested development is when your mental space stops at a certain point. Like you just don't mentally grow up or develop from that point. So if you was already at a point before the pandemic where you was like childish and like a whole bunch of other bullshit, and then you just stop because of the pandemic, and now, okay, boom, I gotta start normal life back again. You gonna be in a state of arrested development, and you're gonna be fucking insane and crazy. And I don't know.
What's also crazy is like it's not spoken a lot, but like people that are not around people, when you don't interact with people for long periods of time, like it kind of changes you as a person. I rode solo for about like a year and a half, like just only dealing with me and a homie of mine. He also rides solo too. So like when you solo, like nothing is off limits to say or talk about because it's just you just with yourself. But like when you ride solo for so long and then you got to be around people, it's like, oh snap, you may say something that's not appropriate or not conducive to the situation because it takes some getting used to being around people again. So it's gonna be something huge that people got to adjust to, and it's gonna be very interesting. I just recommend people to take it slow, like be calm, hold it down, and take it slow, because like. Man, there's no telling what you may get. Not everybody playing with a full deck of cards. Before they wasn't, and they definitely not now. So, be surprised. I think that how do you think the job situation is going to play out? You think it's going to be a smooth transition in July 1st? Everybody going back to work, and I think they said they're giving like administrative people like 45 days. So that's like August
to get
15th,
vaccinated,
to get back to work and stuff like that. I know. My job saying that the people, they want the actual employees at the facility to come back September 1st, mandatory. So like, do you think it's going to be like a smooth transition, or do you think people are going to slowly trickle in?
I don't think nothing about this is going to be smooth. Sorry, nothing. No part of it is going to be smooth. Like, not at all. Like, and I don't even mean that just from I don't even mean that from like a logistical standpoint as far as like, the jobs. I mean that like, period. Like, there's not going to be a smooth transition. Like, you got so many people looking for work. You got so many people coming back to jobs, and they have to come back because they won't get unemployment because they've been offered employment, but the employment doesn't pay enough. Then you got people coming, like you just said, people coming back from a year of not really technically having to interact with people. So you lose your people skills to some extent. You gotta like, yeah, you not even just your filter, but you just like you can lose your filter, you can lose your people skills, you can develop social, like the social anxiety. Like people underestimate that too. Like there's a difference between sitting behind the screen and like Zoom calling and talking to people and you physically being in their faces like, oh hey, like we gotta talk about this and we gotta do this. People will really have social anxiety and panic attacks. Like I just don't like, me, I don't even like normal to begin with, because I don't feel like there's a normal. There's no normal. Anybody sitting here telling you that there's a baseline of normal is tripping. They're geeking, because there's not. So we already didn't have a baseline standard of normalcy, and now we gotta move past whatever the fuck that was. Niggas gonna be fucked. Like
people was tripping already before the pandemic. Like before pandemic, people was tripping, especially in my field. Don't put mayonnaise on my shit. Like, did you just have check? Like people
as a chef?
Like as a chef, people already would be picky and be tripping. Like, is that the right bread? Like, yeah, man, it's the right bread. Like, don't know. Like, man, it's not even your sandwich, man. Like, your sandwich is right here. Like,
relax.
So now it's gonna be ridiculous. Like, you sure that chicken salad don't got COVID? Who made it? It's gonna be ridiculous because all my work is interacting with people. So it's gonna be very interesting. And
I'm not upset about people. Like, I'm not upset about people having some level of like paranoia and things like that. I get it. I understand. But there's the other end of the sword, and there's people who are just rude and nasty and unkind, and you left them to their own fucking devices for a year and some change, and now they out here acting freaking retarded. Like, I was watching MSNBC the other day too, and they was talking about the whole not MSNBC, I was watching WBAL, and they was talking about the police situation. Like the situation with police officers. Now everybody is on fucking edge because they're like, oh, well, we had to deal with all this shit, during the pandemic, before the pandemic. And now people are allowed outside. It's just going to be worse. We got to go back to dealing with protests and all this shit. And I was like, I get it. I understand. But at the same time, like, I feel like you're upset about the wrong thing. Like, you should be like advocating for reform. Like, you shouldn't just be comfortable with the status quo and be like, oh, well, now we're gonna do it. Like, okay, so advocate for fucking reform. Like, bro, like, if it's not cool, if it's not fair for a square, then change it. Like, that whole shit with the Capitol, and they was talking about how people were upset because they weren't charging the Capitol Police with crimes against the protesters. I was like, okay.
Did y'all just storm the whole Capitol and everything?
Okay.
Did y'all just run up in our spot and have your feet on our table and then we in charge? Like, it's crazy.
Wait. The irony. I'm protecting our democracy. Literally,
man.
Literally,
it's crazy out here.
It's weird.
Before we get to the highs and the lows, I would like to give a special thanks out to and acknowledge the fathers. So, because Father's Day just passed. So let's give a nice little happy Father's Day to the brothers out there doing that thing. Y'all truly are the key to maintaining and rebuilding our communities, especially the Black fathers. So I want to make that overly known. Y'all are the key to doing it. So make sure this little shout out goes out to you all. But let's get into the highs of the week. So you want to go first, Deej? Or the highs of the past 2 weeks? Yeah.
It's been pretty cool. I don't really have anything like specific. But it's been really good. Work is cool, work is solid. The transition was solid. Relationship is solid. Bay solid. We good.
You don't want to tell them how you got a new job and then you're making more money now and hey, you about to take over the job there. You don't want go into details about that.
Nah, you know me, like, I don't want everybody don't gotta know all that. But
brag,
no, but it's cool. Like, it's cool. I'm really good. I'm in a really great mental space. Of course I've had moments, where I've been stressed. Like, the last couple of weeks have been like long, but like, I feel good. Like, there used to be a point where I would get so stressed and, overwhelmed, and I would just like get depressed and stuff like that. But I've been able to like, be like, okay, this is stressful, but we're going to keep it, we're going to keep it pushing and keep it going. I've been pretty positive. Shout out to Bay. Shout out to my Bay. Like, that man, like, that man will not let, like, in a good way. Like he understands that, I get upset and, I get like, he gets it, but it's like, all right, I got you, but we're going to keep it moving. We're going to knock it out and we're going to keep it going. And I'm like,
Bae, you need to send her like a 50-pound box of like Kit Kats, bro. Like, they're going to put you up there. Like, you may steal the whole year, 50-pound box of like Kit Kats. The regular.
All right, he already stole the whole year.
The regular joints.
It's already stolen. He don't need the Kit Kat. It's stolen. He got it.
You can't go wrong with the Kit Kats.
But yeah,
what's those other joints? The planners, the little creative writing planners and joint like that.
Oh, I thought you said planners like the peanuts. Like
no, that will kill you.
You're right. I'm about to say I'm gonna die.
Like the creative writing planners, like you can have like a gazillion of those because you're writing every last one of those.
That's a fact. Like, yeah, but yeah, it's cool. So what's up with you? What's going on? Give me some highs.
Highs. I haven't really been. I mostly just been chilling this week. These past 2 weeks. A lot with my. I've been hanging with my niece a lot because she's been coming in my room and chilling.
My baby girl.
Yeah. She been
my Taurus sis.
Yeah, she been coming in the room a lot and she listens to me a lot. Like just like, yo, sit in the chair. She sit down in the chair, like, let's go get some fries or something like that. She listened a lot, like, put it down, bring it to me. So she actually listens a lot and she's attentive to it. Like, no whining, no back talk. She do go into her fits because she's actually in her terrible twos right now. So I expect her to be kind of unruly, but she don't be acting unruly to me. I guess a couple of weeks ago, we watched Abominable, the little snow Pixar movie. Yeah, we watched that joint. We watched Cars. I think we watched Cars 1 and 2. Cause she be like, Cars, and I'd be like, yo, you want to watch Cars? She was like, yo, Cars. I'd be like, sit in the chair. Then she climb up in the chair, and then we watch Cars. So she just be listening. So that's something that's really been bomb lately. I can't wait until she potty train.
She's so fucking adorable. It's probably an energy too. Like most people don't know, and I know people don't believe it because we grown. But I mean, I feel like some emotions can transfer over to kids as well and apply to them. Like when you're calm and when you just be chill, your kids will be calm and chill. I mean, of course they're kids, so you can't bank on that. But for the most part, like when you chill the fuck out and be cool talking to them and stuff like that, and just like meet them where they are, then you're fine.
Like with kids, what I'm noticing is kids take things as it is. Like they take things like as it is. They don't like, I don't know, they don't just assume. They take it whatever you showing is what they take it. So if you like saying stuff like get over here, like bring it to me, like if you say stuff like that, they kind of know like, oh, I guess they like that is like bad vibe or bad aura, and then they just don't respond to it. They run away or they do whatever. So if you're like, oh, let me see it, like they'll come over. If you present the correct energy to it, then they'll come over and do what you tell them to do. And like I'm noticing there's a lot of this deflection. Like when it comes to entertaining kids, like, oh, if you need something that they have in their hand, if you tell them to give it to you, they're gonna run away. So it's like you distract them with this, and then you take what they had, and then you distract them with that, and then you give them this. And it's like it's kind of like juggling, but like as long as you keep them running, it's like I think in that picture where you see like the you dangling the carrot in front of the horse, it's kind of like that when you kind of parent. I'm not a parent, I don't have kids of my own, but it's based off of like what I see works for her and how she listens. It's kind of like that. Like, oh,
we see you practicing.
I wouldn't say I'm practicing, but like, I don't know.
See you practicing.
Hopefully if my kids listen the way that my niece listens to me, then I think things are gonna be really good. But if not, oh my God, who knows? But that's crazy. And then I think the other thing I've just been getting into, just been revisiting old hobbies that I had, like bought some it may sound stupid, but I bought some Naruto playing cards, like some CCG cards. Always been interested in playing the game from like back in the day, but like when you're young, you don't really have no money. So like you can have ideas for days, but if you don't have the money to pay for it, that's cool. The crazy thing is the Naruto CCG. The thing is, the Naruto CCG cards are actually really fucking expensive.
Ooh, because
they discontinued the game, so the cards are super expensive. But like, just the stories I've been hearing about how intricate the gameplay is, this made me want to get into it. And I did get some new Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I gotta update my Yu-Gi-Oh deck that I have. Shout out to Jazz, actually. She actually bought a piece I've been waiting on for a while. Like a card. I've been waiting on it for a while. To get English version of it. So she actually cashed at me some money last month. So, I finally got a chance to buy it and they just send it. So I'm picking up the rest of the pieces for that. And then the last thing is I'm just getting my airsoft stuff ready. I'm way overdue to go airsoft again, and I've been wanting to take the homies the next time. So like I've been just like
go.
Yeah, I just been kitting out and making sure my guns is nice and kitted the way that I want to. And now I got the one gun was giving me some problems because of what I was trying to do to it, but I finally found a workaround to it, so that's actually pretty good. And then, of course, the last thing is I finally got an American Express credit card. I should have been got one years ago, and I know my foster mother.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I know my foster mother Gina's gonna. She told me like years ago, like you should get yourself an American Express card. That's like the best credit card in the game.
Twan.
But yeah, I finally got one.
Money bag Twan.
Oh, no. It's a credit card, so it's not the same. It's not the same. But I do
money bag Twan.
No, it's not the same. I'm still broke.
But you got the gold or the black?
No. I couldn't get no high level cards. No, I don't got that money. I told you I'm unemployed just like the rest of the people in the city.
Nah, you can't, man. Money bag Twan. I see you.
It's a crazy thing about the credit cards that I want to tell you, but yeah, I got the credit card joint, and then
okay,
I think my credit score is like sitting at like a 770 right now. So like that's super solid. So things been pretty good.
You money bag Twan.
The thing about the credit card situation is, right, like they give you a lot of money. I didn't expect American Express to give you as much money as they did. It may be it's a lot of money for me, but like the card got a balance of like, I guess like 10,000. I got a credit balance of like $10,000 on it. I'm looking like, dang. So if you mess with these
ladies,
no, because I'm telling you,
he got a 770.
I'm telling you, I'm broke.
Amex. Hello.
Yo, I'm telling you, I'm broke. But the crazy thing, I'm looking like, dang, it's really 10 bands on this card. I'm looking like, man, you can get with 10 bands. But then I thought, like, yo, they really give you a whole bunch of money with the intentions of you like messing it up and not dealing with it properly. And this is like a lower level American Express card. So those other cards probably give you a crazy amount. But I realized, like, man, I was talking to one of my mentors the other day, like a couple of weeks ago, and he was telling me about his mentor. His mentor got like a credit balance of like, I guess like 250,000. Like he got 250,000 worth of credit. And I'm looking like, dang, like you got that much? And he's like, yeah, he got a bunch of. One card got this much on it, 50,000. One card got a limit of this, got that. So in total, he got like $250,000 worth of like a limit in credit. So I was like, dang, like I need to step my credit card game. I only got the little Bank of America joint. Like I need to start doing that. So it's been crazy. Like it's been crazy.
Okay, money bag Twan.
No, I wouldn't call me money bag Twan. I'm still.
You shouldn't have put that. You should have put it out there. Everybody about to be knocking in your inbox like, oh, you got a 770?
I'm broke, baby.
You got an Amex?
I'm broke.
Hey, I love you. Let me get to the social.
I got a 770 because I live with my mom. Let's be honest. Because I live with my mom. That's the reason why I got 770. I live with my mom's.
And she gonna be like, you don't gotta live with her no more. Come on.
Yo, we gonna talk about it. Hopefully we talk about it in well, I don't think we haven't really made a video did a show on like how to step your game up yet. So we haven't talked about that yet. But
Twan, give me $1.
I don't even got $1. Like, to be honest, like, I got.
Give me $1, Twan.
You see that little thing right there, that bottle right there? I got change in there. I used to change to get on the bus for real. Like, I'm about to send you a list. I can't wait to go back to work to get to this money for sure. Oh yeah, and my boss, she finally hit me like early last week and was like, "Yo, we trying to bring you back. Do you think you can come back next week?" I said, "Man, I can come in tonight if you want me to." Like, no BS. But I guess you're supposed to be trying to start on July 1st. So
I'm gonna send you a list.
Crazy,
Don't
crazy,
even worry about it.
crazy thing is she also what she said, she was like she wanted me to like make a position for me. It's gonna require more responsibility, but I'm gonna have to lead people and stuff like that. But she was like, yo, just let me know what you think about it. Like, do you want the position? It's not a sous chef position, but it's like a lead position. So it's some positives in that, but
Is
it's
it an
also some negatives.
executive chef?
So she's the executive chef at the place, right? And then she don't have a
Mm-hmm.
sous chef. So before the COVID happened, the sous chef was thinking about leaving anyway. So he probably gone at this point.
So I'll be like,
So
make me the sous chef, sis.
so she's trying to make me like under a sous chef or something like that.
No. I'd be like, you try to make a fucking position, make me hire me as a sous chef.
Right. And then she said it like 4 times. Like,
give me my bag.
It's gonna be an hourly position. She said the hourly position thing like 4 or 5 times. So I was like, yo, she trying to like it's something fishy going on here. But I was like, let me think about it first for real. Because
so a sous chef is usually salary, right?
a sous chef is typically
with the executive,
salary.
Yeah,
right.
That's bullshit. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. Like,
there we go.
Common sense. Like, you need a sous chef. Okay, you know I can murder this shit. Boom, Twan, here's your salary, sous chef. But instead of saying, "Oh, let me hire a sous chef," you trying to make a bullshit under the sous chef position so you can pay somebody hourly so you can maintain your executive chef salary. Like,
right.
Come on.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird. Like, it's kind of weird in that aspects. But I'm looking like, like I'm keeping.
I don't like that.
I'm keeping an open mind, but I'm thinking like I'm really got to sit down and think, and really got to talk to my mentors and coaches and ask them like, yo, what y'all think about this? What y'all think about this situation for sure? It's just gonna require like more responsibility, of course, and then
so give me my bag. Make me the.
Then I gotta lead people. Then I gotta lead and deal with people. And you know how people.
If you made me the sous chef, you wouldn't need this other position. So.
Yeah, it's crazy, but like that's my highs for the week. I got some paperwork I gotta fill out and send to her. But yeah, hopefully I should be back on the ball as far as work is concerned. Maybe the first 2 weeks of July, and like
we gotta.
I'm kind of mad though. Cause I'm looking like, man, once I start working again, it's gonna be like a year before I can go on like any vacations or anything like that of that matter. Cause you know how jobs is. So it's like, dang, like, do you take like a quick impromptu vacation now using like money that you don't have? Or like, do you wait and then try to squeeze a vacation out? Then like, what do you do? So it's crazy. But
not even just that, we gotta figure out the podcast shit. Like, the schedule is about to change like drastically. But we only got 2 more episodes to get there. Like, once we get to episode 10, we can kind of like
the job is in the morning. Like my hours will be in the morning. It'll be like 6:30 to 3 p.m. So I'll still be able to do it like at night-ish. I'll still be able to do it at night. But I really have to be on the ball because those are early mornings. Like, I'm leaving out the house at like 5 o'clock in the morning, getting up at 4:30 in the morning. So it's crazy, but it's gonna be interesting. All good things though. All good things.
All good things. Yeah. Pushing us out of our comfort zones and shit.
Yeah, that really is a big push. I'm a leader, but like leading people that I don't know is extremely difficult because people be on some stuff and like you're responsible. Yeah. So
don't worry about it. You got it.
We'll see. Yeah. It really depends on the dollar signs. Because since it's not a solid position and they have like a description, and it's something that she's making, I don't know how much it pay. I don't know what the duties is. Like, you may get you may get another young whippersnapper like, yeah, sure, and grief and something, but I'm more like calculator. Like, I need to talk, what's the money, what's the duties, what the hours looking like let's really talk business, because I'm gonna negotiate with you for sure. But for everybody who's going back, if they for everybody who's going back, right, if they rehire y'all, right, y'all gotta refill out the application for the job. Please ask for more money. Like, ask for more money. Do you not go in there for the same rate? Because it may be considered strong arming them, but it's like, yo, it is what it is. Like, you've been out of work for like a year and 6 months, no bread, you spent your savings, spent this and that. please go back for more money. And like, what are they gonna do? Hire somebody else? Like, hey, like they know that you're solid. So if you to go to your job, and I know a lot of people was to go to their job that been holding it down, that the job wouldn't be there without them, you know, for sure. Like, and make sure you ask for some more money.
Give me my bag. Give me my coin.
Look it up now. Salaries. Like go online, type in the salary calculator, and type in how much money you want to make, and it'll tell you how much it is per year. Because it's all about salaries. It's not about, you know, you making, you know, 50 cents more or something like that. It's about salaries. This for the young people, for the old people, is about the salaries. You know, 40,000, 50,000, 35 is about the salaries. So that's real important. Okay.
Yeah, keep me hip to that.
Yeah. So let's actually get into the actual topic of the video. This is actually like my favorite stuff to actually talk about. This is you good?
I'm good.
Before we get into it, how are you feeling, Deej? You ready for this?
No, but I'm here. You know, I don't give a that's weird. I don't care about none of this.
You don't care about
none of this. But we here.
It's important. It's important. You gotta learn it. You gotta learn it sometime, and it's just a theory. So, audience, y'all ready? Y'all ready, audience? Okay, I'm gonna make sure y'all get your tea and everything y'all need.
Who you talking to?
I'm talking to the audience. I'm talking to the audience. They know who they is. I'm talking to Kev, Rob, Miguel, Mega, the people that's in Baltimore, Texas, Hong Kong, whatever. You know, old, young people. Y'all need to know this. Y'all need to know this because this is some heat. The topic of today's video or podcast is a relationship theory. It's called How to Play the Field, Part 1, a relationship theory. So let's get into it. Yeah, Deej is not with it, but we gonna see what's up with it. So
I'm present.
Before I get started, disclaimer: this is a relationship theory, as in theory. If you don't know what theory is, please look it up. This is not like 100% like facts, but this is a theory. So just take that into consideration. Deej?
The theories and views presented in this video belong to Twan and Twan alone. They do not reflect the views of Deej and Chester. Thank you.
Okay. I'll take that. I'll take that. Okay. So before we get into the theory, we got some vocab that we gotta get out the way first. Okay. So in dating, men and women both play a role. All that we can be equal in gender roles and stuff. Like gender roles is a thing. Like you could say it's not a thing, but it is a thing. And like, you know, history and like what they call it, genetics and biology will kind of tell you that it's kind of a thing for real. So in this theory, right? In this theory, guys tend to be the athletes. I'm using kind of like basketball and sports as like what do they call that word? As like it's like the catalyst. It's like
I know what it is. As a analogy.
Yeah, as an analogy for it, right? So in terms of relationships, right? Guys tend to be the athletes, the superstars. They tend to be the, you know, the KDs, the AIs, the Kobe's, the Joel Embiid's, the Kawhi Leonard's, the LeBrons. They tend to be, you know, the players essentially. And the women, because Dee said I can't say girls because we're not talking to girls, but the women tend to be the franchises themselves or the GMs. So, you know, you can kind of like interchange those, but mostly it's the franchise. So for the guys, right, our goal is to essentially to get signed or get a nice contract, you know, whether it's short term, long term, or etc. That's kind of our thing is we're trying to get signed by a team. And for the women, because I can't say girls, their job is essentially they want an athlete that possess these superstar tools, and those tools can be looks, you know, drive, good vibes, humbleness, a person that's chill, witty, and etc. You know, and of course, a nice little championship ring will be cool as well. You know, I believe like a lot of girls do want to get married. That's the idea for sure. Is that a wedding ring right there? Engagement ring?
No. I was.
I want to say like,
No.
a lot of stuff did change in the past 2 weeks. Hold up.
I would have told you.
I want to say, hold up, like,
I would have told you beforehand. I'd have told you beforehand.
But yeah, like, so girls essentially want an athlete that possess these superstar tools. You know, that's look, drive, good vibes, humbleness, a person that's chill, you know, some wit, and etc. And all this stuff I got from girls, so or women. I asked a bunch of women, you know, what are y'all really looking for? And this is what they gave me. So I believe it's true. A lot of stuff correlated to the same thing. A lot of them said the same thing. So that's very interesting. The funny thing is, I had a discussion with my grandmother accidentally seen my show notes for the show. Like I said, the podcast been getting me having a lot of conversations with people. So she accidentally seen like the title of the show, and she just shook her head and was like, "Yo, women don't play the field." And I just started crying, laughing, because that's kind of true in a way, right?
I know grandma said more than that. That's all she said. Yeah,
that's all she's seeing was the title. You know, grandma got glasses on, so she can't really see.
Okay.
So she's seeing that. There's no raunchy stuff in the theory. It just is.
No. I thought she said more. Like, grandma will like start talking to you.
No, she was like, I asked another question. So we didn't go into this because she probably don't have no knowledge of this. But she has some knowledge on anything in terms of like marriage and weddings and stuff like that, and being married and getting divorced. She know that. So she's the go-to in terms of that. So let's begin, right? So we're going to start with the guy's point of view first. So as a guy, the biggest part of playing the field is, the biggest part of being a free agent is knowing that, you know, dating can be a game. I know people don't like that, but dating can be a game, and you need to learn how to play the field. As a guy, you must work on yourself. And you can see the dating data book is something that I kind of created to help guys work on themselves. And I may make a podcast episode about that or something that later on.
You got a book out and you ain't telling me?
I may make it. It's called a dating data book, yeah, but it's kind of like a way of helping good guys, you know, be more exceptional. You know, good guys tend to finish last, so you don't want to stay a good guy. You want to be a little bit more better than that, and you'll better your chances, and make yourself a more well-rounded individual for sure. So
pause.
Pause.
What do you mean you don't want to stay a good guy?
So
what does that mean?
We already got the stigma that good guys tend to finish last, right? Girls always, it is kind of a thing. Like, you look at good guys, it's like, that guy's a really good guy, but do he have a girlfriend? Do he get picked? No, not really, right? Because he's just a good guy. Like, he's just, I guess, regular, right? And it seems like good guys just work them way up to the point that they just become a good guy and then kind of like plateau and stay at that level. They don't continue to better themselves, right? So that's why I said that, you know, good guys, they finish last for a reason, because they just work their way up to that level and they plateau instead of continue to, you know, build on themselves, you know, continue to develop your charisma, you know, being social, being intelligent, being entertaining, being kind, you know, those areas you can better yourself and make yourself a more well-rounded individual. So that if you have somebody that's like excelling in those areas, and then you as a good guy and you're only excelling in like 3 of those areas, like you can dress, you independent, and then like you intelligent, somebody's going to essentially pick somebody that got all 6 instead of you. So this is a way that you can evaluate yourself as a good guy and start to you know, develop that area. So it is learn how to dress, you know, learn how to talk to people. But that's a whole nother topic though. But as guys, you need to work on yourselves, right? To increase your value and go from just being a regular guy or a regular athlete to becoming a star or a superstar. So that's really the goal. So step 1 of how to play the field, right? Is putting yourself in the market. So when you put yourself in the market, you hoping that like okay, you got to put yourself in the market. Like, you got to actually get up on these hoes if that's what you want to do. Right. And I'm gonna get into it, right? I kind of know what you're trying to say, right? Go ahead. What you trying to say?
No.
You're not with it?
Nah, I'm not. Sorry.
Right. Okay, you gotta put yourself on the market. Like in the hopes that you'll find a potential franchise, that's looking to grow that roster. And hopefully looking for a star or a superstar, that meaning something exclusive or a boyfriend or a franchise that's looking to replace that current star or superstar. That happens too. That ain't producing. Sometimes guys be lacking and girls want to replace them. Or if you the type of person that want to be like the side guy, you're looking for a franchise that's looking for just a role player, just a side guy. Now, note, fellas, getting up on these hoes and dating is a choice and it's a full-time job. So like if you choose not to participate, you can do that. But if you choose not to participate, you can't complain. You can't complain. Women don't really commonly approach men. So you do want to have to put in some work to do them, to do it, to pursue them if that's what you're interested in. Huh, Deej? Is that fair?
But
is that fair?
I guess.
Cause you was like you was shaking your head. That's step one. Like you just shaking your head like, nah, what you think about step one?
You got it. I mean, come on. You know me. I don't put my I don't do that. Anyway.
That's for the guys. No. This the guys' perspective. Guys gotta put themselves on the market. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So step two for the guys is the shooting your jumper phase. Yeah. This is the shooting your jumper phase, and this is the shooting your jumper, right, is defined as the act of trying to book or court or grab the attention of a girl and or boy that you're interested in.
Remember people, when we used to say book?
Yeah, we used to say book back in the day.
That's trying to book me.
Yeah, that's why. Cause,
this girl booked me.
Yeah, because they used to have a black book back in the day. Back in the day, in the 90s, they used to have a black book that they had a bunch of numbers in it and stuff like that. Tisha, Keisha, Tara. They used to do that back in the day. And then I don't know how we got it. I don't know how we got it like in the 90s, 2000. But yeah, I booked a couple chicks at the mall the other day. Yeah, that joint used to be crazy. And there are several different approaches to how to shoot your jumper. Deej, so what are some of the most memorable approaches that you remember? Or remember times guys shoot their jumper at you?
People don't try to talk to me.
I guess name a good one or a bad one that you looking like, ooh, that's smooth. Or another one like, man, bro, I don't know what the fuck you was thinking.
Niggas don't try to talk to me. Never did. Say no. No. No, for real. And if they did, come on, I'm
I know retarded. You super retarded and kind of humble. But no, you're not even
they did,
retarded.
I don't know.
Anything.
If they did, I didn't know. But so memorable. I had someone back in high school. So remember back in high school when you probably don't remember. I keep forgetting I'm a little bit older than you, but you remember. So back in the day when we used to listen to the radio, you could call in and do a little shout out joints.
Yeah,
I had somebody do that to me in high school.
Okay.
What else?
That's smooth. I see you, boy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Like people came in the next day and was like, Deej, like that. I was like, okay. I was like, whatever.
That boy good, yo.
So there was that. What else was memorable? Of course, the memorable ones that didn't work was like when dudes was like, "Oh, you pretty for a big girl." I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then they like, "Oh, you ain't shit." I'm like, okay, great. I don't really. I really don't like. I really can't like because the first one was solid. I remember that one in high school. Not all
of them gonna be good,
right? And I'm like, if anything else happened, I really don't remember. Have you
ever seen like a guy shoot that jump?
No.
Okay.
I got so my boyfriend now was perfect. I'm a direct person. Dude just pulled in and was like, I want you, like you. And I'm like, like the direct
yeah.
shit. I was like,
no, that's something. That's an approach.
Yeah, I was like, okay,
that's an approach. That's an approach. That's an approach.
So, that's because like everybody's so indirect now.
It's not everybody so indirect now. Like, so with the shooting your jumper, so like your jumper form kind of tells a lot about what type of athlete you're gonna get. Like what type of athlete you are and what type of athlete you're gonna get, whether you're gonna be a role player, a superstar, a star, or somebody that just average. And then the thing about shooting your jumper is like you can't take another shot. Like once you put it up there and you get to the point that you shoot your shot, like you can't take another shot. Like shooting your jumper is like a one-time thing, similar to like a buzzer beater in basketball. At the championship level, game 7, the buzzer beater, you either going to drop or it's not. Like you remember when Dame sent the Thunder home with that half court shot? Like, yeah, it's kind of like that. If you miss it, it's like you get to go home. You go home and you don't have another shot. So you only really get one attempt to do it, and like you can't take it back. Once you shoot your shot at shorty, like you can't take it back. And like if you blow it, like you miss your shot and you blow it, you better off just going your own way. Don't continue to like shoot your shot and try to pursue it, because then it just get creepy and annoying at that point, right? What? Go ahead.
So what's your best jumper?
What is my best jumper? I don't really shoot. I'm just a coach in the game. So I just coach the game.
No. We're not doing that. We not on that type of time tonight. We are not on that type of time tonight. This is the episode. You a coach, and we throwing you in coach. Ain't no on the bench. Riley Escatees is just here to present his theory. But you are Twan.
Twan always been a coach in the game. I always been a coach in the game.
But you had to shoot your shot at a couple points. So what was your best shooter?
All the shots that I put up miss.
That's a lie. You had a whole girlfriend. That's a lie. You had a whole girlfriend. That's a lie.
All the shots that I put up, I miss.
Now we capping.
I miss.
Now we capping.
All the shots that I put up, I miss.
You had a whole girlfriend. You was in a whole relationship. What are you talking about?
I don't even know how. To be honest, I don't even know how that relationship happened. I was trying to get to the money. I was trying to get to the money. I don't even know how that really happened. I'm being honest. I was trying to get to the bag. I don't know how that joint happened.
On the Cafe Hours podcast right now, I need you to give me your best shot, your best jumper, or what you think your best jumper was, or what you envision your best jumper to be. Or at least decent. Like it don't gotta be the best. I don't want you to put all your shit out there, but decent. What's something that got you a little there?
I'd rather not say because I don't shoot. I'm telling you, I'm terrible. I'm only a coach in the game. I know. I'm only.
What you've told me is conflicting with what you are saying right now.
What you mean? How is conflicting?
You shot before and you've made it.
I took shots before and missed. I told you I took shots.
You took shots before and made it. So
missed. Nah, I missed 100% of my shots. I don't know.
I'm on your neck. We supposed to be being transparent and all that. We are being
transparent. I told you I don't know how that joint happened, man. I got finessed.
Give me a shot. Okay, well give me a shot. Give me a shot that you feel like, oh yeah, this shit will rock with shorty. Give me a shot.
Oh man. Well, okay, let me tell you about the shots, right? So it's several different approaches, right?
No, I want your approach. I want yours. I'm
gonna mention the approach that I commonly use, but it's several different approaches in the game. I didn't really want to go into it in this theory, but it's several different approaches in the game. So the most commonly when used nowadays, probably that you see a lot, is kind of like the dunk. It's very flashy and it's super bold. And this is typically the guys that normally dive into your DMs that were like, I want to give you head or something. Or they normally dive in with like a dick pic or something like that. Like it's super bold and it miss a lot, right? It miss a lot. Or they be like, I'm trying to fuck or something like that. It miss a lot. So
oh damn, you reminded me of another one that I ain't gonna put out there.
Right,
you know the one.
But it's kind of bold, and it's kind of like no holds barred. You just go in and you just jam it. And a lot of times, like for the people that seen people miss dunk, it's so embarrassing. Like when this is miss and this goes wrong, it's so embarrassing. Like it's super embarrassing. Then you kind of got the and one approach. This is when you kind of like it got a low chance of success, but when it's done successfully, it's like wow. And you kind of mentioned one, like when somebody say like, oh, you kind of look good to be dark skinned. It's like, damn, right? Like what? Like what did you say? It's kind of like an insult, but then if it works, it's like, oh, it had a low chance of working, but like it worked. So that's kind of like the and one approach. Of course, the fadeaway is super known from the shy guys. It's like the safe approach, a lot of separation, a lot of space. And the shy guy always use this. They try to use this to avoid rejection. You feel me? To avoid rejection. So this is normally like a lot of times it's even you heard from someone else that they like you. This is the high school stuff. Like my friend Tay said he liked you. And I was like, Tay, and then you normally look across the cafeteria and you see Tay. And you're looking like, right. And then
tell Tay to come talk to me.
Right. So Tay shot his jumper, but it's kind of like a fadeaway, right? And then you normally got the long distance jumper. A lot of people are known for this one as well. This is like extremely far away. You don't even know the person shot their shot. This is like the situation when like I guess you get with somebody or you gone and like somebody be like, oh, I liked you. Like I liked you back in the day or something like that. And it's like, dang, I didn't know you liked me. Like, yeah, I liked you for a long time.
You didn't say nothing. Right, like you ain't say nothing.
It's like they shoot that's extremely far away. And then of course, your boyfriend approach was just he more like the standard approach. He did the standard, clear and direct approach with like I want you. And like it works. The clear approach is also like, hi, my name Twan. I think you're really nice. You look really cute. It's kind of like standard. There's no way to really do it bad. By, the other ways guys been approaching nowadays, it can seem kind of boring, right? But it still works. Like it's still an effective approach. And then I kind of like my approach, of course. My favorite kind of approach is like the pull up and pop. That's kind of like my joint. It's direct, but it's without warning, right? This is also kind of like the hop step. It's like this is kind of like it's very explosive. Why are you laughing?
No, go ahead.
This kind of the pull up and pop. And like the best example of this, right? I was chilling with the homie. We went to Applebee's or something like that, watching the game. We got our food and whatever the case may be, of course. Baby, bring me the check, whatever. She came out, brought us the check for real, right? Cool. She's like, yeah, you go to check, finish paying for it when you get a chance. Okay. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know what bro was off of. I think it was Kev or somebody I was out with. It was off the sauce. Actually, that joint happened 3 times. I've seen this approach 3 times, right? Jordy came back for the check and stuff like that, took the credit card and everything and swiped it and came back with it, put it at the table and let it down like, yo, y'all have a nice night. And it was like, hey, excuse me, hold up. Like something wrong with the check for real. Shorty leaned in, looking at the check hard as a bitch for real, like, your number not on it. I swear to God, Shorty was sick as a dog. Like Shorty was like, ooh, that shit was good, right? Shorty's like, that shit was good. Like, was it good enough to get the name and the number? She was like, give me the shit real quick. Put the number on it, and then like we finished getting our drinks and packed up and got out of there. But that drink was crazy. Yo wasn't even realizing that. So anytime to the fellas out there, if y'all go out to eat or something like that and the server is cute, hit it with that. If you paid, just be looking like, yo, something wrong with the check for real. She gonna look at the check hard as shit and make sure she made a mistake and be looking like, yo, your number not on it. Shit, man. I swear to God.
You gotta have a smoothness. Oh, disclaimer, you do gotta have a certain type of smoothness to you. And if you don't got it, then don't try it. But if you got that, like,
yeah,
damn, like, Oh yeah, then you good. But if you go and fumble it and like travel and some shit, then don't do it.
You gotta take a couple. You gotta take a couple shots of that hen dog. Not the hen dog, but maybe like a couple old fashions, and you be good. For me, maybe like 3 amaretto sours and not be straight. But that joint is a classic right there. That's the
tequila shot. Just go for it.
It's the wreck, but without warning. That's also can be like, okay, you having a conversation, you build a rapport with a girl or something like that. Y'all having a conversation, y'all talking about dolphins, and then like you shoot your shot out of nowhere, like, oh hey, you trying to go out to eat later on, something like that, and she kind of like going to be kind of stuck because it's like y'all had an interesting conversation about dolphins, and then next thing you know, the conversation like take like a 180, and you trying to set up like a date or something. Like it can be without warning, but like you gotta have a nice little finesse and steez to it for it to work. And then
okay, so what's yours?
I just told you mine. Mine is the pull up and pop, the hop step.
You gotta tell me, like, what is it? Like, you gave me 2 examples. Like, give me the whole scenario with you.
No. You gotta join the Patreon for that. You gotta join the Patreon.
We don't even have a Patreon. Oh my god, yo, you really blowing me tonight. You gotta be all out there. Like, you gotta put it out there.
She crazy.
Why you still hiding? Just put it out there. Nobody gonna say nothing.
Hey,
what they gonna say?
And then step 3, guys. Step 3 for the guys is landing a 10-day contract. You know, if you're successful at shooting your shot, right? Then you can do the you'll be gifted with a nice little 10-day contract or the first 5 games. If you ever played 2K16, you'll know what this is. And it may consist of like, the first 5 dates or whatever, 3 to 5 dates. Games are technically dates, and you're expected to perform at your best. Put up solid numbers. This is try to solidify the type of player that she's kind of looking for. If you made it this far, then you may be in a good position of getting signed. All you got to do is kind of like keep on staying consistent, putting up good points, and you should be good. You never know, like that deal may come down from up top, and like you may be straight for real. But make sure, like, if you interested in being like the star player, like you gotta make sure you say that. And just because you land disclaimer, just because you land a 10-day contract, it doesn't automatically make you her star player, like her boyfriend, and it doesn't guarantee you a spot on the team. It just allows you to, have more dates with her, have more time to show your skills. Deej?
So okay, so you're the guy in this scenario, in this thing, because we only got you and me.
Dang.
So
okay.
So Anton,
right.
Twangy, how do you land the contract?
Like your jumper, your jumper, like shooting your jumper, how it is. That's gonna tell a lot.
No. We're not talking about your, like, the other people out there. I'm talking about you. So right. walk me through this, how you would do this.
How do
you get to the contract? Yes.
How would I do? So I will put myself on the market, which I'm not on the market currently, but I'll put myself on the market, right? I will pursue all avenues to get up on these hoes, of course. All the hoes. You know what?
But you don't want a contract with hoes.
Oh, women. I will get on the dating apps, of course. Facebook, Instagram. I'm not on Twitter, but I will look for girls that kind of pique my interest. I'm a Taurus, and Taurus is kind of picky. We don't just choose anybody. Okay, cool. And then like find a way to shoot your jumper. Now,
no. Not find a way to shoot your jumper. Which jumper you shooting?
Shoot your jumper. Okay, I'm shooting.
Which jumper you shooting? Yes,
I'm shooting the indirect one, right? The pull up and pop. That's the one that I do. It's kind of like
the direct one.
It's kind of direct, but without warning. So the way you typically do this will be like, okay, as when it comes to approaching, you got to have an end. You can't just DM a girl and just expect to go from there. Like that's not gonna work, and she's gonna just assume that you're just trying to fuck like all the other 200 guys that's in her DM. So like, don't talk to her if you don't have something of substance to say. So like, let's say that she posted the fact that she made chili, if instead of saying hi, hey, or whatever the case may be, just jump in there straight with a direct question like, yo, do you put beans in your chili? Like, or do you use regular tomatoes, or do you actually use pre-made mix? And like that will issue you a response. Once you get talking, you got to just kind of keep the conversation going so they can get a sense of your spirit. And then when you feel that the avenues is right, you be like, yo, you can say, I know a spot that be making banging chili. Like, oh yeah, it's down the harbor. And she's like, oh damn, that's kind of cool. Like, you know what? We should probably go at some point in time. If she say, oh yeah, that sounds like a cool idea. That means that's kind of you shooting your shot. You got the okay. If you say nah, or like did, or one word answers or something like that, or double tap your joint and just like it, she's not interested, bro. You gotta keep it moving. So after that, okay, at any given time in the next couple of days, you can hit her back and like, yo, you trying to go to the chili spot later on this week? And you either gonna get a yes, yeah, sure. Like, what day you trying to do it? Or if you get the she's not really interested in you, bro. And then you just set it up.
But is that pull up and pop?
Yeah, because you was talking about chili, and then next thing you know, you was like, yo, we should go to the date. We should go to the chili spot, right? So you got to use your end. You guys try to talk to girls, right, without having an end, just right off the rip, without having anything of substance to talk about, and they fail miserably. They just immediately put them in the category of this nigga just trying to hit, right? So when you come on there talking about anything of substance, like, and not saying hey, don't never say hey, like you'll be fine. Don't never say hey, hi, how are you doing? How was your day? What did you do? Don't do that. Just jump right in there with a question, something that gonna need an explanation. Do you put beans in your shit? Do you put beans in your chili? Do you make your cornbread regular from scratch? Like,
so get the conversation rolling.
Like, get the conversation rolling. Like, and you gotta feel the flow of it. Like, you gotta feel the wave. You feel like it's kind of like slowing down and it's kind of dying off, or how tension is dropping off, then get out of there. Like, get out of there real quick. Like, yo, I gotta go. Like, cut it real short. I gotta go, because you want to maintain that high frequency. The moment it dropped to a certain level, she's gonna be like, oh, this nigga kind of boring, and then like not gonna want to talk no more.
Right. Well, that's up to you to keep the conversation going.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, because a lot of times, like, if she does it, she got 200 niggas in the inbox already. So like, if she's talking to you, like, you kind of like, okay, that's kind of good, but she's only going to talk to you if the energy is super high and super positive. You feel me? So that's interesting. Yeah, it's really about the energy. So that's the landing the 10-day contract. Once you get her out there onto the date, whatever the hangout is, you got to be consistent with it. You got to keep the energy high, keep the conversation going, keep it a high frequency. And if you feel like it's kind of like dipping and it's dropping off, then end it immediately before it get too low. Like, end it like immediately, like, oh, this was a good time, whatever the case may be. So short and sweet stuff tend to be better for the first outing versus long drawn out dates, because like, that's what the whole 30-minute vibe check is. Because if you feel things dropping off, you can just cut it off right there. And the last impression in her mind was like, oh, he was a guy that had high energy and had high vibes. So, and I had a decent time. Like, of course I'm gonna do that again. Versus like, dang, yeah, we went to the movies, went to Red Lobster, and like, by the end of the night, this shit was kind of like boring. Like, this nigga boring. Like, I need some more excitement, and you'll just get immediately written off because of that. So, yeah. And then a warning, of course, as far as the third step, the 10-day contract, is like, some franchises have no hope of replacing that star player. They just want role players, right? So you got to really make it abundantly clear. Like, if you want to be the boyfriend and you want to be that guy, then you got to kind of say it, or you got to kind of like move with that energy. If you want to just be a side guy, then you want to just be a role player and like, yo, I'm just here to drop off dick and leave, then and ditch, and then you gotta come with that energy. But then step 4 is so you got your deal. The deal came down from up top, brother. Nice, King, you doing your thing. This is step 4 is still kind of unfinished, but the franchise is looking to offer you blank I asked a bunch of girls like, okay, you know, what are you willing to offer like in a relationship? And I didn't get many answers. Like I got a lot of deflection. I didn't get much of any answers for sure. So I'm gonna continue to do my research in the theory to fill that out. However,
what do you mean? What are you willing to bring to the relationship?
Like, what are you
just in general?
Yeah, just in general. Like, what are you willing to offer the guy that you dating, or you about to date, or you about to be exclusive with? Like, what are you willing to offer? Like, is it?
I mean, I think it's levels. I think it's levels to. Because I know you just said the guy that you're dating, and then like the dude that you're gonna be exclusive with, but like you said, if somebody's coming with the energy of like, oh, I just want to be a side nigga, then it's well,
you'll give opportunities to smash, and then and some attention every now and then, but that's kind of it, right? That's kind of what he's expecting. But when it comes to your guy, it's like your potential boyfriend. What are you willing to offer? Like,
you did that, and I saw some girls said stuff.
It was a lot of deflection. It was like the question was, I think she said like the question is super vague, and then like another fella got on there. Another fella got in there and actually like broke the question all the way down, and then super specific.
Harry. Yep, shout out to Harry.
And then she still kind of like weaved the question and like she responded but didn't answer the question. So it was like, okay.
I mean, it's really like, I guess maybe people tailor it now. Like I don't like, I agree when she said it was kind of vague, because that's like a general question.
Right. Yeah.
And like we talked about, I think episode 2, we was like, it's really gonna be dependent upon where the person is like in the stage. Mm-hmm. Like if I know you only good enough to be a side nigga, then I'm not even going to bring my full self. But if I kind of see it, if I like you and I want something with you, then I'll bring my full self. And then you have the situations where it's like, okay, I like you, but we only in this space right now. Like maybe we agree to have sex or something. I don't know, but that's the space that we're in now. So you still don't bring your full package and full self. So I get where she was coming from. I understand where Harry was coming from when he broke it down completely. But I think what Harry said, and then I know I answered it on my end. Yeah, but like again, it's dependent upon your mindset. Like we already know my mindset. If I engage with somebody, it's because I like you and I can see like a relationship with you. So I mean, I will say when I asked it on my end, so I don't know if you saw it. I reshared it on my page, and then I also asked the inverse, which was like, what are the guys bringing? A lot of the guys was like being super facetious, and I was like, okay.
The guys, I can tell you what the guys bringing. Initially, the guys is bringing the Holy Trinity. They bringing, dick, dine, and devotion. And I was kind of like, I guess, debating with a guy in a conversation about this, because he was like, yo, the dick, dine, and devotion is kind of like really childish. And I said,
it is. I agree, it is.
He was like, bro, like it's more to.
Who said that?
I don't want to mention his name, but yeah, D said that, like, and he was like, yo, it's really childish. And I was like, I understand. I said, I understand. It sounds kind of childish for sure. I understand it's more to a relationship than providing sex, making sure that your girl. D? That's what his name start with. Bringing
on my page.
No, on mine.
Oh, okay.
Providing food, and then of course being devoted to her. He said, like, I know it's more to a successful relationship than that, but I said this theory is just a way to like really just open guys' eyes to it. Of course, communication and supportiveness and understanding is the other stuff to do it, but you don't want to be too preachy. You want to at least be able to bring the young boys to the table, or the socially awkward boys to the table, and I kind of use wit in a way to doing that. But like initially, it's kind of dick down in devotion is the Holy Trinity. Down in devotion. Yeah, dick down in devotion, which is not bad things. A guy that's devoted and loyal to you, who provides you with all types of food and snacks, because girlfriends be hungry, and when a nigga come through with some food or something like that at the right time, and that joint hit right, or he makes some food, that joint just hit different. And then if the sex game is off the wall, of course, like for sure. So like that's kind of like the atoms of it. Of course, it's more complicated molecules, like understanding, being considerate, empathy, this and that. Of course, there's some other elements to it, but this is just a theory. And like in addition, one day, the star player hope to bless the franchise with a championship ring, or a wedding ring, of course. And then step 5 is still not finished, but it's like renegotiating your deal. I think I've seen somewhere that like some relationships kind of got to flow through it. Like it got like exit points, like a highway, and it tend to be at like 3 weeks, 6 months, a year, 3 years. So if you believe that to be true, then like, okay, you may renegotiate the terms of your deal during those times, but that's a topic for another day. But that's just the guy's side of it.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot. That's a Danielle whole episode just on the guy's point.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess I think I get the gist of it. I get the gist of it. You know me. It's too much. I'm good. I'm all right. Y'all got it.
Should I don't know. That's like
from the girl side.
Do I want to dive into the girl side today? Because that's a whole episode worth of stuff that we did, right? And we should be at like almost the hour and a half mark by now.
It don't matter. Fuck it.
You want to do the whole joint?
Give me. You said you was going to do the whole joint.
You want to do the whole joint? You sure you don't want to save it for next week or week after next?
No.
You want to do that?
We already got what we doing next week. So
all right, Deej said we doing it. Deej said we doing it. All right. Fuck it then. The girl side. So this is a relationship theory. So don't crucify me. So I believe, right? As gals, the biggest part of being a franchise / GM is knowing that dating can be a game and learning how to play the field. I know that there is some women that don't like that, but that's a part of the theory.
You talking about the women? They looking for somebody to shape the women's potential or shape the guys' potential?
I said the guys are looking for women to kind of shape their potential into something meaningful.
Oh, that will shape them into something. Okay.
Shape them into something meaningful. Yeah.
So you're saying that the women control the situation?
In a way.
Okay.
In a way, yeah. They hope to bring, and they hope that the guy they pick will bring their franchise a championship ring, and essentially, right? Guys will hopefully would like to retire from the game and be able to hang up their jersey. So they would like to settle down for the long haul and have that jersey retired with that, one lady or franchise they with. They don't want to keep running around here and joining team after team after team after team. So
how does this? Time length. How does time factor into this theory? Because one of the conversations that we always have as men and women is that women want something within a certain time frame and men want it in another time frame.
Right.
So if you're auditioning or doing the tryouts to be on a team, and your GM want a ring in like 2 years, or to get to the championship in 2 years, but you like, I'm gonna just keep consistently putting up numbers, and if we get there in 5 years, then that's great. So then what? Like, what's the how does time play into this?
So check this out. So however, not all franchises are created equal. So not all ladies or women are created equal, and franchises do need to work on themselves. You can see my dating Databook this coming soon. This is the women's side of how they can how I think they should better themselves. I'm still working on it. Gotta do a lot of research, so don't crucify me, to increase and maintain that value. So like not all ladies are kind of created equal. There are super duper exceptional ladies that like happen to get married and get taken off the market. and they find themselves a nice little player, and they super duper happy, and they live great lives with them. And then there's other ladies that don't have the same luck. And you can see this in the NBA. You know, the Lakers and the Celtics are the most winningest franchises in history. And then there's also teams like the Timberwolves that don't even have a championship. So it's just kind of crazy how things kind of work. Just because you land yourself a superstar talent, well, you might not always get a superstar player. And I'll discuss that. And for y'all to go to the championship, it not always happen. Like the conditions don't always happen. So it's crazy.
So do you get rid of your star player?
That's a good question. Do you? All the times we kind of hear, right? Well, let's if you
sign a contract,
okay,
you know the terms and the conditions of the contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, Tom,
right?
If you're not agreeing to the terms and the conditions of the contract of rip, why even be like a star player?
The franchises want a ring. They want a ring. They want a dynasty. That's what they want, right? The star players, they would like a ring too, right? But they understand that, you know, going to the championship is an extremely difficult thing to do. Getting married is something that is extremely difficult to do. So sometimes they will take, you know, being on multiple teams and having good numbers and just being a great player, because there's several great players in NBA history that never been to the championship. So it's great. There's a bunch of great men out there that never got married. And like it's like there's a lot of great champion franchises that got multiple rings. There's a lot of great franchises that never got a ring. So it's a part of the game. And that's why I like the dating data book. My dating data book, the female version, is like to make yourself and your franchise and your person, the type of athlete you are, a better person. So you can make yourself exceptional. So you can attract those people. You feel me? Go.
Are you doing a female? So you're doing the female one too. You're doing a woman one too.
I'm trying to, yes.
Why not outsource it and get another woman to do it?
So
because you're not a woman. So
right, I'm not a woman, right? So all the information that I receive, so what I do is I talk and interview women, right? And then I collect the stuff that sounds the same. So if I hear the thing from the same idea, the same word from like 40 different women, is a possibility that is super true. Right? Right? So that's kind of how it works. So it's not my idea. The input is coming from women, just like the input for the guy version is coming from guys. Right.
So if I was a woman doing a guy's data book, right, it would be okay as long as I got the information from guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Toy.
Well, it'll be kind of different if you did it as a woman for guys, because guys tend to lie to women. Like guys will lie to women. They'll tell you whatever you want to hear, especially if they trying to drop dick off or something like that, or they thinking that they can possibly hit you one of these days. They'll tell you a lie. So your information will be kind of skewed and kind of falsified. Right.
But okay. All right.
Right.
The inverse could be said for women talking to you or talking to a guy. Like
no, because I told you, girls don't really want me, so I'm kind of fine. You see, I'm like kind of like a neutral party, so I'm kind of fine.
Twine, we're not doing no. We're not doing this. We're not doing this tonight.
I'm kind of fine.
No. So first of all, no.
Here we go.
No. You just, so point one, you said all women are not created equal, right?
That's true.
So who's to say the women that you collect this data from are the experts or the standards or even knowledgeable in the first place? So that's number one. Number two, I don't think you can like just say, oh, people don't want me, and that makes me, I could say that, like, or before, I could say that, like, oh, dudes don't want me, all my home, I got hella homeboys, like, I'm always the homegirl, so you know what, I know what y'all want. People will look at me sideways, like, girl, shut up. Like, no.
We can solve this super easy, right? By just showing out DMs. Right. And
I don't have no
DMs. You can look at, you can scroll through my DMs.
You got like 100 and something text messages on your phone at all times. You be having like 20 messenger joints open. I don't want to hear it.
The text messages be from like scammers or like authorizations from like Twitch and stuff like that, and or Cash App, and then the notifications just be the Madden group that I'm in, and then the niggas group, like the homies.
And third of all, this is flawed because you just said you are not on the market. You're single. You're single. So no. Your data is already flawed. You're intentionally keeping yourself off of a market so you can be able to influence the other variable. And the other variable is you saying, oh, well, girls don't want me. How would they want you? You're not on the market. So then what happens when you put yourself on the market and you say, oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm out here dating. I'm available, whatever. And then you run into the women who are like, oh, Twan. So they going to tell you whatever you want to hear. It's flawed. Yeah,
let's get back to the thing.
No, it's flawed. And then fourth of all,
that's the intro. I haven't even gotten to the.
Then fourth of all,
let's hear it.
Fourth of all, me and Shayla already told you this. Don't be talking negative about yourself. We won't do all that over here.
Don't be
talk negative about yourself. Don't nobody want me. No, kill all that. Dead all that.
But
because what you think.
I gotta shoot it straight. No. I just gotta shoot it straight.
It's not straight. If that's what you think about yourself, that's what's going to manifest. So no, dead all that.
I already got the recipe. I already know what I need to do. Well, one, you got to put yourself in the market for sure. But yeah, let's get back to the theory, right? So step one, right? That's just the epilogue. So step one, browsing the free agent and releasing agent market. So step one for franchises is to browse the market for free agents and releasing agents. And maybe a couple of good players that's getting released from their team because they're not showing. So you may take somebody, old guy. It happens. It's part of the game. Or current free agents for sure. As a franchise, you are browsing the free agent and release agent market for athletes. You will run into a bunch of different type of athletes. I'm talking about college bust, regular, just regular athletes, stars, superstars. College bust are the Dusties. Dusties just happen to be a new term or a term that's currently using. So Dusty, of course, the regular players are just good guys. They just solid. Stars are former good guys who is selling to be better or ascending men. So that's super solid. And superstars are this new term, high value guys or exceptional men. You know who he is. You can tell by the way that they move and how they talk and the circles that they run it. So they just exceptional. So you looking that could potentially help your franchise reach these 4 goals. And these, you can tell me if these goals are on point or they messed up. So I don't know if I did it in particular order. I probably did. So the first goal is to become your franchise's star player or first option. You become your man or your boyfriend. These are the goals you're trying to fulfill. The second goal is to be loyal to your franchise, not cheat on you, not, fuck around. The third one is, of course, not to break the contract that y'all make. A lot of time relationships are non-verbal contracts because it's not really always said, but don't cheat and don't commit infidelity, and not just like sexual, but like financial infidelity is a thing as well. So like, y'all know what financial infidelity scams, it can be something crazy or whatever. Of course, put up solid numbers. That's be reliable, continue to be reliable, be consistent in everything that you showed me during the shooting your jumper phase when they shot that jumper. And then of course, the last thing that all franchises always want is a championship ring. You know, willing to marry you, a person that's willing to marry you. So that is the 5 goals that the franchise is essentially is trying to accomplish, right? Anything sound crazy on there? Anything sound crazy on there?
This is theory.
Okay. Yeah, let's go. So
no, I'm not saying it's right. Yeah. I'm just saying this is you. I think it sounds crazy.
So
I think it sounds crazy. Okay.
Yeah, I said I believe. So this is just me, right? There are plenty of athletes out here. However, not all athletes will help you achieve these goals. However, I digress. You know, it's not all athletes is going to help you do this. Some people just don't want to get married. Some guys want to do 2 out of the 3. Some guys want to do all 5. Some guys only want to do 4. They only want to do up to the point and not want to put a championship ring on you. So it is what it is. So that's true. Of course, holding tryouts. So, you know, you got to be open, right? And you got to hold tryouts. Athletes will approach your team for tryouts. And unfortunately, the unfortunate truth is, right, women don't really have no days off when it comes to this. It just like, if a guy going to approach you at the market, at the funeral, whatever the case may be, them diving in your DMs is never going to stop. Like, it is what it is. I'm diving, commenting on your picture, heart and out your pictures and all that is never going to stop. There's no days off for y'all. So I know that's unfortunate. But yeah, it's true. It doesn't matter. If your dog died, he's still going to shoot a shot. Dang, Toto died, you know, let's go out to eat. I'm trying to fuck. It is what it is. And of course, I already told y'all about the common approaches. Of course, the dunk is still the raw and extremely direct way. That's the dick pics. The guy's son, I need to stop that. The and one approach can be smooth, and that's more like the Joao Santana approach I was telling you about. I was downtown clubbing, ladies' night, seeing shorty, she was crazy, right? And I approached the baby like, ma, what's your age and type? It's more like a smooth, suave approach to it.
You took that from Joel's?
That's Joao Santana, yeah.
I didn't know you took that from him. I thought that was all you, but all right.
So everybody know the song, so you just plug your name in it. You plug your age in it and what you do in it, and it kind of works. And they looking like, yo, that's kind of funny because I heard that before. Like, yeah, but it's a witty way of, like, you know, shooting your jumper at times. So that's very interesting. And like I said, once you shoot your jumper, I said that jumper form tells a lot about what type of athlete you're going to receive. So it's really good and really important to pay attention to that. So
what you're telling me, what I'm hearing is that you're going to have to start dating.
Who, me?
Yeah. If you're trying to make a dating, if you're making a dating playbook, if you're compiling data.
This is just a theory.
No. If you're right, but even if it's a theory, you still have to like do your own personal research, and you're gonna have to engage.
This is an old theory when I was dating, so I'm just gonna say
no. But you're gonna have to start dating again, like to ensure that you have even the baseline correct data.
Yeah.
Or it's 2021. Like, stuff shifts and changes. You can't tell me, do brain surgery and based off this book from 1920. You got to give me the updated version.
I updated the joint for specifically for this episode. I updated it. I was working on it for like 4 weeks, 3-4 weeks. You seen the
right.
Joint. You seen,
but moving forward.
Oh yeah, it got to be expanded.
But moving forward, now you have to expand it. So you have to start dating. Yes,
maybe. I've been.
You got to expand.
I haven't been getting on the hoes all this month. I've been chilling all this month, so I haven't been
the hoes.
I haven't.
You want hoes or dates?
I haven't been double tapping pictures. I haven't been liking people's status. I haven't been sharing and all that. I just been chilling, doing my own thing. Maybe if I get back
you're gonna have to start dating in order to advance this playbook.
Right. It's not a playbook. It's a theory. Playbook is something different. That's all.
It's a data book. It's a data book.
That's something different. That's
it's a data book. You said you called it the triple D.
The dating data book is something different. That's something different.
Okay, but your theory plays into it, right?
Yeah,
you have to
deal with men, and then the other joint have to deal with women. Yeah,
you're a man. You have to personally assure that this theory has some actual real life components from you. Yeah,
I feel you. I'm putting out what you're putting down.
So, right, you picking it up. So you're gonna have to start. You're gonna have to start dating. Yes. I mean, because like, let's be real. Nobody's gonna listen to somebody who you can't be giving the information and you not really like.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
No, Twan, that's not how this works.
There's a lot of coaches. There's a lot of coaches that never never succeeded at playing professional ball, but are great coaches. They just know how to coach a team and put people in position. And like me on my road to my gold jacket, has showed that I know how to put people in position.
No. First of all, we told you get rid of those gold jacket aspirations. That's trash.
I heard what I said, but
we're gonna kill that.
But it's actually not.
No, we're gonna kill that.
It's actually
we're gonna kill that. Twan, we grown. Who nobody looking for like a solid, like if you don't have a solid wingman by now, like I don't know what to tell you. And then on top of that, most wingmen have to be dating or have to have experience. So you got to put yourself back out there in order to get there.
Most wingmen, the only thing that really qualify you to be a wingman is you got to have experience with women. That's what.
Right. So you gotta put yourself out there and have experience with women.
I have experience with women. I do have experience with women, and that's what
we're talking about recent. We're talking about recent, like we're talking about now. Like you gotta update.
I got you.
Like if I gave you a MacBook from 2016, you're not gonna be like, oh yeah, you're gonna be like, damn, these you couldn't give me in 2021. I'm like, it's experience.
It's just a theory. It's just a theory. So let's play a game. The game is called Name That Jumper. So Deej, I'm gonna give you a situation that you probably heard. You want to give me a situation that you probably heard before, and I'll tell you what type of jumper or shot it is.
Why I gotta give you the situation?
All I need is two.
What situation? Like what you want me to think? Like when somebody was trying to talk to me?
Or a friend of yours, or one that you seen in college. And I'll just tell you what type of jumper that is.
I don't know.
I can give you one. When she moves away, right? When she moved to another state or another county, and then shortly after she arrived there, the guy normally inbox or text or call and be like, dang, yo, I really liked you. Once you already moved away.
Is this from experience?
No, this is actually more common than you may think, right? This actually happened to a friend of mine. She moved somewhere, and like once she got there, back in the city was like, dang, I liked you. And it was like, dang, like, why you didn't tell me that in the city? That is the long distance jumper approach. It's super safe because you're super duper far away and you don't really put yourself at risk.
That's kind of corny. Why would you shoot your shot at that point? Like, if I was here imagine if I was here the whole time and then I move and now you like, oh, I like you. I'm gonna look at you like, well, that was retarded. Like,
and girls do that. They look like, why did you wait until I moved and say it? And it's like they say it because it's super safe. Like it's super safe because you're super far away, and I don't put myself at risk as much, right? And there's a lot of times shy guys do this. You feel me? So they think it's a good idea. Like I'm gonna wait until she move and then say something to her that I should tell her I'm interested in her. Then it's like, dang, you moved away.
Well, what you going to do if she said, oh, you liked me? Oh, okay, well, I could like you see, I moved to fucking South Carolina, but
yeah.
Come on, let's do this. Then what?
Probably tried to text in. They probably tried to text in the FaceTime and then probably
go
down there once or twice. But we know long distance relationship don't really be working like that. And if it does work, you gotta be super duper solid. Like you gotta be super duper solid on top of it when it's coming.
I think that could work.
The time.
I know for sure they could work. But yeah, I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Let me think. So somebody who DMs you and just starts randomly like talking to you
mm-hmm.
and asking you about like
It could be them DM you. It can be them saying something to you at the market. It can be while you was in the mall. It can be you or something that happened to a friend of yours. Probably what I copping, like at a copping at the union. It could happen at the union. It could happen in class. It
To
don't
be
have to be you
honest,
specifically.
20, like, no, but I'm trying to think, like, to be completely like fair and transparent. I have most of the situations that I've seen, it's either been guys have been like direct,
That's the jump shot.
like
Yeah.
just come up to you like,
Yeah.
or it's been the friend thing, like you like kind of like
A lot of
develop some
like a lot of separation. Well, it's not like separation, but it's like, okay, you already was there for a long time, and then you was like, you know what? Let me shoot my shot.
Yeah, that's like that's literally only been like
That's kind of like the
most
fadeaway,
of the stuff I've seen.
or the floater. It's kind of like a floater in a way. Like you go into the lane and like they think you're going for the and one, and you just put it up there with the soft touch. So that is like a type of jumper that guys do use. So that's just a couple. Step 3.
What's
What?
your jumper?
I already told you mine's. I told you mine's is the hop step, the pull up and pop. That's kind of my joint. I told you that.
Give me an example.
And the direct.
Give me an example. No, tell me a time when you did that. Give me an example.
I digress. Step 3. Issuing a 10-day contract. Issuing a 10-day contract or the first 5 games. So typically is on the girl to kind of like, I guess, okay, the dates. Like it's no first date if y'all not interested in it. So after exchanging contact information, because that's what happened when you shoot your jumper. If it works, then you exchange your contact information. If it don't, then you never hear from them again. You will issue them a 10-day contract, and that can be first 5 dates. You may do all 5. You may not do all 5. You may do 3. You may do 2. And while under this contract, you just looking, while they under this contract, you're really looking for the 6 things that's in the dating data book to make a guy exceptional. You're looking for charisma from him, maturity, social ability, kindness, intelligence, and then etc. Those small knick-knack patty ways that y'all want. And you can see that dating
Does this data book include information about how to enhance the nice guys that you was talking about? Like
yeah.
Like
yeah.
So who's that? Because not for nothing, like I'm sorry, I'm kind of putting my own little opinion on your shit, but I feel like it would really pop if you had multiple people like coming in, like, okay, yeah, like if you took on the theory and then somebody else took on the woman's perspective and then somebody took on the I guess the Kevin Samuel-esque image type joint to help you become more of a high value or whatever man, like that would be lit.
Yeah, it probably would. I can explain the dating data book later on, like when we not on the show. I'll explain it to you. I think I did tell you. I told you about this like a long time ago.
I mean, but we're talking about it on the episode, so that's why I was just like, okay,
right? Because I don't want the episode to be too long. Yeah. And then what I said. Oh yeah, your job as the franchise is to evaluate their performance at the dates. To see like, is they going to be the right athlete or guy fit for your franchise? You got to vet them. In return, they will be vetting you to see if you're the fit for their talent, like fit to help them reach their full potential. They're going to be vetting that as well. So it's important that you be on top of your game. Like being able to conversate is super important. I think we talked about that. Like a lot of times people kind of lack that. They kind of treat dating as like more like an interview. Like I ask a question, you answer it. I ask a question, you answer it, versus a conversation that kind of like flows and like give and take. So
I think you should include more people on this project.
Okay. And what I said they will evaluate the franchise to see if they're a good fit. And step 4, offering a deal. So the offering the deal part is not super duper finished, but let's get into it. So you ready to make a deal, lady?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. You know, you're offering blank, and like I said, like I had trouble figuring out what ladies willing to offer because of the situation. If he's a superstar, somebody that's boyfriend material, you're gonna offer him something different versus somebody that is just a side nigga. So for the side nigga or the role player, you just looking for a guy that is professional. You're looking for professionalism, discreetness, good vibes, humbleness. Somebody told me emotional availability. They got to be there, they got to be agreeable, and they tend to fill in the gaps of your boyfriend in a way. They said everything that your boyfriend is kind of not, your side guy tend to be. So if your boyfriend can't cook, then your side guy can cook. So it's kind of interesting, the dynamic between boyfriend and side guy. They tend to be yin and yang in a way. So but that's the whole topic for another day.
I don't have any side niggas, so yeah.
Sometimes side niggas and side guys is not for everybody. So it is what it is. Of course, a superstar is offering the holy trinity, professionalism, looks, drive, good vibes, humbleness, and the other stuff that that you really looking and you hoping for, and like you wishing that one day that they'll bless your franchise with a championship ring. That's it. And that's the dating data book. Oh, that's not the dating data book, but that's how to play the field. A relationship theory. Yeah.
I think you should include more people on this project.
I already included a lot of people. Like, this is just to get to this point. It was a lot of conversation. There's a lot of people that helped out with it. It was a lot. So just to get to here,
I think you should include.
If you would like to be included in this, you just got to say it. You want to be included in the
hell no. I'm good.
You want to be included in helping develop a relationship theory?
No, I'm good. You already know how I feel. I don't do all this.
You don't do all of this?
Is outside of my wheelhouse. I'm good. But I'm just saying, I think you should find another woman to like be on the team, and then get one of your dudes to be on the team, or somebody that you feel like would fit.
I do have
make it like a 3-way thing.
I do have an unfortunate truth to say. Not everybody is interested in coming up with relationship theories, and they don't, like you said, like you think the gold jacket thing is kind of corny and it's kind of stupid. Creating relationship theory things is kind of corny and kind of stupid to people as well. So
but if you're trying to so the gold jacket thing with me and Shayla, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't think you need that. Like, it's not that I find like corny or stupid. I just don't think you need it. Like, I feel like you don't need that. Like, you're aspiring to be a wingman and you don't need that. Like, you don't need to.
I don't need that, but it's like, that is like a goal of mine. That's like a really goal of mine. It's at the top of my list, right?
What do I always tell you? But it's
not a bad thing.
Stop worrying about these niggas.
It's not a bad thing to want to help your guys, find their wife, find their forever lady. That's not a bad thing.
But why would you want to help them find their wife when you can be out here finding yours?
Because I feel that I won't have a problem or issue to find mine, but for them, because of the knowledge and everything that I gathered and stuff like that, and the stuff that I learned. But for them, they actually just navigate in this world. Like, it can be jumping from one girl to the next, or it can be that they don't have no experience with girls whatsoever. So like, having somebody in your corner, even boxers have wingmen, even superstar players have trainers. So having somebody in your corner that can help you, that can kind of coach you, that can kind of teach you, especially if you don't have no experience, or you just need a second opinion on something. like it's super solid, right? And I'm that person. You feel me? I'm that person. So it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with that. And I also get a chance to be the best man at the wedding. They can be like, you hear it all the time, like, oh damn, I would have never met Short if it wasn't for James taking me to that function. So it's like I would have never been able to meet Shorty if it wasn't for Twan showing up or Twan giving me game late at night when I needed it. So it just my thing, you feel me, my passion. But it's very interesting.
Okay.
I know everybody not gonna be with it, but hey.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I
feel like you hiding, but okay. But all right. Right. And then like the relationship theory, like it's cool for it to be a theory, but you also, like I just said, you also have to have some type of experience behind said theory.
Right.
So if you add more people who have added experience behind said theory.
Do you think anything of have you seen any of these things in this theory play out in real life? Do you think all of it is trash and it don't make no sense and it's not real? Or like, okay, you onto something here and there, over here, not so much?
I mean, it's not that I think it's trash, and it's not that I don't think that it's real, because it's definitely real. Like, and I absolutely understand the basketball, analogy to the whole situation. I just feel like it's been overdone. And I I feel like it's been overdone. And then I kind of feel like I guess I'm just trying to understand like your why. Like, I get that you've developed a theory. So what do you hope to like pull from developing the theory? Like what's the next steps?
What's kind of the purpose? The purpose of the theory is mainly to educate. It's mainly to educate, of course, like I said, the good guys, and I mostly tailor it to good guys that really don't have much experience, to understand like, bro, this is kind of the world that you're kind of walking into if you're thinking about dating, right? The dating, right? Because it's nothing like it, right? It's nothing like it. Parents don't really tell you about dating. If they tell you not to date, or they tell you to, have your fun with as many women as you possibly can. They don't tell you how to do it. They don't tell you what's important, what's the criteria that they probably gonna be basing it off of. How they don't tell you nothing. They just say, go out there and have fun, or go out there and don't have fun. They don't tell you nothing. It's super vague. So this is kind of like not being so vague. This is actually being more specific. So let's say if you lacking, let's say you dive into 100 DMs and you didn't get no reply. Like, why am I I'm diving all these DMs and I'm failing consistently? Like, the only thing constant is failure. So how do I get better at that? Like, why am I failing? Well, it could be failing because you don't have an end. You just jumping in and saying hi, hey to everybody. Like, maybe the way that you shooting your jumper and your approach is off. You see? So like, okay, cool. Or okay, you scoring her number for sure, but like, you meet her one time at the date and then you'll never hear from her again. So maybe it's something about like, or you had 3 dates and then you don't see her again. Maybe it's something about like in the landing the contract phase, you're not being consistent. Like, maybe it's something about that you're kind of failing in. So you need to do better. So
it's not a theory it
is a theory. Because
no, you sound like you guiding people. You sound like you're trying to guide people through the experience, because a big portion of this is gonna eventually have to be experience. Like, you only learn by experiencing. Right. So like, it can't just stay a theory if you're advising people and guiding people to like.
Well, what is a theory? Do you know what the definition of a theory is?
Yeah.
Right.
Let's
a theory.
Let's Google Google this real quick. So a theory. Mm-hmm. Oh, they gave me a freaking they gave me a brand.
Website. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
So a theory is a supposition or a system of ideas intended to explain something, especially one based on general principles independent of the thing to be explained. A set of principles on which the practice of an activity is based. An idea used to account for a situation or justify a course of action. So this is going to lead eventually, right, to a course of action.
Right.
Okay. So you kind of need people in on this theory who, not for nothing, have experienced that course of action, right?
Yeah. And I'm telling you, they have that input. That's how I was able to make it. That's how I was able to make it. Do I need to send you my references as well? You want me to shoot you my references?
No. You got it.
I hope
got it.
I know it's been a long show, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed the content, enjoyed the relationship theory. Please, you can go on Instagram and talk to us about it. You can go on YouTube. A lot of love been shown on the YouTube, but we need some more love over there for sure. First thing first, we had 191 followers on the IG. So if we can make it to 200 by the end of the week, you know, that'll be great. By the end of the time this episode drops, that'll be great. We need to get our Instagram followers up for sure. And please sub to the Cafe Hours YouTube channel. All the small promo clips from the first episode up until about this point is going to be on there. So you can see all the hilarious, witty banter between me, Deej, and all our guests on there. So super fun. Comment, like, you know, subscribe over there for sure. And I'm hoping to get more active on TikTok. I downloaded it. I'm learning it. So I'm trying to build the TikTok gang and following for sure. So hopefully you want me to take the lead on that? Yeah. So hopefully we can grow our TikTok following for sure, because I know there's a lot of people over there that kind of love this type of content and banner. Quick shout outs to the homie Rob. He started his own streaming thing on Twitch. It's Super Smash Pony 64. So he's trying to make affiliate. So go over there and follow his stuff. His content is super funny. Also shout out to Score from last week. Last episode. He dropped his new joint on SoundCloud. I listened to it. It's fire. And don't forget to shout out to the broski.
Yep. Shout out to Insert Game Here TV over on YouTube, _ Insert Game Here over on IG and TikTok. Shout out to my little brother Tay, my little brother Michael. They both run the channel. Like I said, they're teenagers. They got this shit down pat. Dope gaming content. I think they do Apex, some Minecraft, some Valorant, Rainbow. They do a whole Naruto. They do a whole bunch of games.
They got the recipe over there.
They just started to get into like DBZ, Injustice, all the fighting joints, Mortal Kombat. So yeah, they got dope montages, dope mini clips. So yeah, check the broski out. And they got it going on.
Oh, and let's not forget about the Nubian queen herself, Miss
Shayla Monique, my best friend. Yes. So shout out to Shayla. Shayla was one of our most frequent guests and viewers. She was on episode 6 with us. You can check her out at Shayla Monique on Instagram. Please check her out at The Soulful Symmetry on Instagram. She is a Reiki master, a spiritual life coach. She makes her own products. So yes, absolutely check out her Instagram and her site. Shout out to Black Girls Speaks, which is our other podcast. You can follow us on Instagram. And yeah, we will be having, we kind of got behind a little bit, but we should be having, I'm thinking 2 episodes drop this Friday. So yep, look out for that. And it's lit.
Yep. So we're gonna go out and get out of here. Gave you an extra long episode. Until next time.
Bye.